Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to C.A.R. Entertainment. I'm your host Don Hamilton, and today guys we're going to be talking about A22 Business Studies, SWOT and Regulations. Now we previously covered SWOT and PESTLE in A21, but we more focused on PESTLE there because SWOT is obviously going to come back up here as well in A22. So you can be asked about SWOT in A21 and A22, but only the PESTLE part in A21. This video is going to go heavily into the regulations because we've already done SWOT. We're just going to recap it quite quickly, but there's a lot of regulations that businesses have to stand by in their operations. We'll first go through SWOT. So what is SWOT analysis? Well, the purpose of SWOT is to carry a general and a quick examination of a business's current position so then it can identify its likely direction to operate in the future. S stands for strengths, and this is the internal factors that benefit the company and it is used to a company's advantage, etc. Examples include well-trained and motivated staff. W stands for weaknesses, which is the internal factors that a business is ineffective at, such as having a poor reputation and they have a poor reputation for, such as high costs. O is opportunities, and this is an external factor that an organization will take advantage of, such as the presence of a growing segment or a global market. The threats, or T stands for threats, and external, and this is an external factor that works against the organization, such as businesses having to deal with plans with new legislation. So there's opportunities and threats then the globalization offer up, because remember A22 a lot of it is about economics and globalization. So in globalization it offers many opportunities and threats. There's competition, which is a threat and an opportunity, and this is such as whenever foreign competition increasingly enters the market, that can be a threat. Deregulation can mean businesses have previously little competition now opened up to the focus of new competition. You have new innovative businesses that enter the markets and compete with all comers, including well-established industry leaders. And another opportunity is meeting customer expectations and tastes, as if you must meet your consumers' demand about quality, service, and the price. If you made these predictions on consumer preferences, then it's going to be more difficult. So another opportunity then is economies of scale. As if you build a global presence, then you'll enjoy a larger scale of operations, and you have to spread your fixed cost over a large volume of output, and you might have to reduce unit output costs. So a large scale operations will exercise power over suppliers, and therefore you'll benefit and reduce costs. A choice of location: if you choose the most advantageous location for each of your operations, then you'll get a reduction of cost. So your production and service facilities will be located in parts of the world which is likely to improve factors such as product or service quality. Mergers and joint ventures, where increasingly merging businesses will provide their goods or services to a global market. So the regulations that businesses, specifically NI businesses, must conform to when trading globally. Of course, this is tailored towards the CA spec. That's why it's NI businesses, but you can just change the law so it's specifically for your spec, or if you're doing AQA or WJC or NXL, etc. So the first one's tax, and this is when if a business is involved, then they have to deduct income tax and national insurance from their employees' wages, and they have to keep records of what is paid and then declare this to inland revenues. Businesses also have to pay business rates, and if they import from abroad, they have to pay the import duty. If the goods are from outside the EU, then they have to pay VAT, and all firms import and export have to declare these transactions to customs and excise. A business's taxable turnover, whenever it reaches VAT, they must register for VAT. So a business will register for VAT and then charge VAT on all of their goods and services that they supply to customers in the UK, and these are known as taxable supplies. Sole traders and partners must pay income tax on profits, and companies such as Ltd and PLCs will pay corporation tax on profits instead. So health and safety is more regulations that they have to stand by, such as the standardization of safety, which is the first one, and this is where UK legislation will require manufacturers to comply with EU directives and standards, and it's a good way of doing that using these EU directives, etc. The standards will require consumers that they cannot easily reach part of domestic products that involve high voltages, so there's going to be a voltage limit as well. There's two main legal requirements, and that is that employees need to take reasonable care for their own health and safety and the work of others who is affected by what they do or fail to do. An employer must look at what risks exist in the workplace and then record the risk assessment. So what does health and safety actually cover? Well, it covers issues of upkeep of the workplace, such as equipment and systems, the sizes and space in the workplace, the ability to clean windows safely, toilets, drinking water, and facilities for rest and eating. You have then more regulations. There's a lot of regulations businesses have to stand by. The next one's customs and excise, such as excise duties, which are just simply taxes on specific goods, and these are intended to reduce consumption because of harmful social costs that may be generated as a result, such as smoking and alcohol. You may have regulation of business structure, where limited companies will agree to name and register with the registrar of companies. You have to do that. You have to register with them. And if you run a franchise, you have to operate under an acceptable contract with your franchisee. Intellectual property, which is just essentially everything that your business actually owns, and you have to take care of managing this intellectual property, and this can include designs, brands, trade names, formulas, copyright, and trademarks, and this will come under the Copyright and Patents Act and trademarks and stuff like that. Licenses, a business may have to obtain a wide variety of licenses in order to operate in the market. Examples include taxi licenses and heavy good licenses and commercial vehicle operation licenses. And finally, then these three acts here: the patent, the copyright, and the trademark. Well, a patent is something that someone will obtain if they've invented something. If they are the first person to make it, and they will get a patent, which then allows the inventor having rights to manufacture, use, or sell the invention. Nobody else can copy that, or whatever is actually patented off the product. Nobody else can use that. Nobody else can do that to their own. That is illegal. Then you have copyright, which is the exclusive legal right to publish or disseminate their work as required. So basically, if it's your own work, you can put it out however you want. So you can give it to other people if you wish, but it's all up to you. No one can just take your work and do it. Then you have trademark, which is a design or name officially registered by which manufacturer will designate their product from another. So if you have trademark, then it's something that's obviously synonymous with your business, and therefore if anybody else takes it and that say, right, well mate, that's trademark, so you can't really do that. So I've been Don from C.A.R. Entertainment. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.